Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That was well judged, wasn't it? Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends softly to the left side. The bunkering around this green has changed. Still, it requires a very precise tee shot.
160 yards away. This is the second shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Oh, get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Frank, what's the strategy here off the tee at the par 5 third?
For the long hitters, they still think that they can reach this par 5 and 2 comfortably with a good tee shot. For the shorter hitters, it really is a thought about where you lay up that second shot to try and leave a good third shot yardage in. Still a good tee shot, though. That hazard down the right side protects against someone who's a little too cavalier off the tee.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. And setting up here in the rough. On the green in regulation. Just a little tap in here. And in for birdie. Back over now to the fourth. A couple of birdies already here in this final round as we check in on our featured golfer. Off to a hot start, Frank.
Those red numbers are certainly going to bring a smile to the face, and they haven't happened by accident either. A lot of good golf. Excellent position to go forward from now.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Hold on here a second. She is winding up for a big one. She wants to smash this far as she can hit it.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Well, those are good numbers right there. 320. 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
another one goes in.
Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's been stiffened by bunkers on both the left and the right side, really giving you the decision on what club to hit. Should you be bold or should you be smart?
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. 115 yards left. Frank, what's that, a good 6-iron for you? Well, she's just made it look easy out there today. Swing has been rhythmical, tempo's been good, and really has played outstanding golf.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. There you have it. Well done. Great putt. On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive, and that green starts to widen.
And so that ball does settle. Frank, how far?
Well, it's actually my favorite number, 14 feet.
Why 14?
It's my birthday.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
And getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Ooh, nice play right there. That's in pretty close. These putts keep the round together. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Rounding out the front 9 with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. There is now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a faint dogleg right. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits a draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep too, so judging that second shot, getting the right club is essential here at 9.
Good looking shot right here. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, we've seen guys like Phil Mickelson hit it off the cart path. How tough is this shot?
Well, for a high-level professional, actually, it just looks harder than what it is. They'd rather here than the rough any day.
Headed for the bunker, I think.
Rub the shamrock. Got away with getting in the bunker there.
Getting set now over the putt. that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
To save par. Those keep the round going, those par putts. On to the par 4 11th hole. Frank, what's the best play here?
No bunkers really here to worry about, Rich, so you have to pick something in the distance as a good line. Something a little bit away from the water that protects the left side of this fairway. And it's adjacent to the 15th hole, the other par 5 coming home. So a good drive, perhaps with a little bit of cut off the tee, and that should shape up nicely for this long par 4.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Now at the par 4 11th, Frank, I really like this hole.
Well, you might be the only one, Rich, because this is an absolute scorecard wrecker. Water all the way down the left side. There's 2 bunkers. Don't worry about that. They're not off the tee. They're around the green. They protect the left front and the back. If you think you can bail out down the right side, well, you could find cactus and all sorts of crazy things down the right. And believe me, go down there, more than anything, they'll wreck your scorecard as well.
That is classy.
Well, a chance of going in. Second shot.
And drops it in. Par 5 13th, chance for birdie or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough, but also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Well, there is. Water very much in play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left, too. If you finish up in that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the front, or it has to be all carry.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. In the hole, and a birdie. Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway. It actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. Second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, well, you're going to have to carry that front bunker.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Good putt. Now at the par 5 15th, and Frank, there is plenty to catch your eye. There's also quite a bit to catch your ear. You can hear the roars at the par 3 16th. So how do you focus on the task at hand?
Great question, Rich. You know, you realize you're about to enter the stadium part of the golf course. But this is the last par 5 that you're going to play. We've seen eagles here over the years. We've seen many a player hit it in the water off the tee or water short of the green. Certainly one of the tougher tee shots coming in. No bunkers here to worry about, just that huge lake to the left. Find the fairway. You might just find the green.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Shouldn't be a problem here. Stroke that with authority. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Do that. What a putt. Now to the 17th, and Frank, fair to say this is one of the best short par 4s in all of golf?
It is. The drivable par 4 that's designed the way it's meant to be played is a winner. The ones that are just shortened to be made drivable, they don't work. This was designed to be a 17th hole, and it was designed to be drivable. You couldn't get a better place, and you couldn't get a better par 4.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Wow, Nate's eagle makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now. Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.V. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, it completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Good swing, good shot yet again. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. What a big spot this is to win the Waste Management Phoenix Open. And that's a birdie.
Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated some amazing golf this week.
Just one player standing, and that was earned, well-deserved, beautifully played. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. 150 yards left to the flagstick here. On the green in regulation. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So continues to play some solid golf.
Yeah, so often, Rich, we just focus at the very top of the leaderboard. Really, there's so much talent and depth in this championship.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That was a solid strike and a good result. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Now to the par 4 third, picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side. Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank.
Frank, this is one of my favorite shots at Bay Hill, the second at number 3.
It's such a cool-looking hole,
It
Rich.
is.
That water, it just pops out there on the left side. It scares the living daylights out of you. But if you can hit an aggressive shot there, often that breeze is coming off the left, and just keep it in the middle of the green. Those ridges often kick that ball towards the hole.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
She's starting to play well. That's a birdie. Now 2 under on the leaderboard. And we pick up action at the 4th. Frank, I've been impressed with the play to this point early in the round.
Yeah, it's solid without being spectacular, and that's actually a huge compliment.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 3-2-0. 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 fourth.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage, and you're not going to birdie every hole.
With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Frank, what's the play here off the tee? Is it driver, or do you play it safe with an iron?
A lot of the times that's predicated by the wind, Rich. If you've got a trailing breeze, driver is very much in play. Otherwise, just poke a little iron down the right side.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
Frank, nice to have a short iron into a par 4 here at Bay Hill, but still no guarantee that you'll make the birdie or even par.
but a reward for a good one, exactly the way you've described it. This is one hole that's a swing hole. Hit a good shot in here, you're going to have inside 10, 15 feet for a birdie. Make a mistake, then all of a sudden you're scratching your head. How did I make 5?
Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the 6th?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Now the second shot to the par 5.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. It's a long way away.
Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Looks like he just misread that. Just 5 feet left. But you have to like that. 4 under. Breathing a sigh of relief. You've made it through the par 5 without getting wet. Now you're at this par 3 7th, Frank.
You've got to guarantee a carry at least 7 or 8 yards onto the green, because that's where that bunker is on that right. It cuts in 7 yards.
This has been a tee to green clinic. Absolutely perfect. Everything coming off the center of the club face and everything in regulation. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Getting ready to tee off here at the 8th. Frank, this hole has it all. Dogleg, bunkers, water. How do you... Oh, I love this. She is winding up. Just wants to tear the cover off this golf ball. Wow, I mean, she absolutely annihilated that tee ball.
Whoa, that is long.
Just a great pass at the golf ball. 310 yards and in the fairway. Frank, this is a pretty good par 4, the 8th. What about the approach shot?
Such intimidating second shot here at 8. I think it's the best one on the golf course, Rich. You can see very quickly why the goal is to hit your second shots nice and high and get them to land soft. This is what you have to do with your second at 8.
That will be a great look at birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
She has this for par.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Final hole now of the front side. It's a 474-yard par 4. And Frank, you've played it before. What works best here?
Well, ideally, a nice little draw off the tee. But the hole's quite weird because the tee shot shapes to the left, and yet the green goes the other way.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. And with that birdie on top of the leaderboard.
Class of their own right now.
Get those ice blue skies. How do you get off to a good start here on this second 9?
Well, really, you've got to pick a target here. You don't just blaze away at the 10th. The hole bends to the right. If you can get it over that bunker, you've got just a short iron, even a wedge in here.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back 9. Frank, uphill shot. What did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Another par 4 here, the 11th. It's just under 440 yards. This time, there's water looming left and then bunkers on the right-hand side. It's a pretty good challenge, Frank.
This hole's very similar to the third hole on the front side. 2 bunkers down the right side. Just got to keep it a little left. You don't have to hit driver here.
See if our featured golfer can get a little something positive going here, Frank. It has been a miserable day.
Yeah, things have just appeared too tough. So really just somehow just eradicate everything you've been thinking right now. Realize this green's big enough. Just get something on the green. Opportunity maybe for a birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
For par.
No mistake made there with par.
Teeing it up here on the 12th, 574-yard par 5, Frank.
Another one that's reachable, obviously long and straight. That rough down the right side, though, is normally very thick. Avoid the 2 bunkers, lots of contours and undulations around the green.
Ideal position, sitting up perfectly. Second from an excellent lie. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. Good scoring opportunity. Third shot here at the par 5. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Frank, the par 4 13th, relatively short, but not necessarily easy.
Yeah, stringent tee shot. A lot of people are tempted to take a bigger club off the tee. 300 yards runs out of the fairway, but really, what does that give you in?
Par 4 13th, Frank, how do you hit this approach shot?
Rich, it's the first par 4 at Bay Hill where the water is actually on the right of the green, and that has to be taken into consideration. Just a little errant shot, and then you're going to be wet. So a little left of the flag, that's where you want to be.
Frank, we've all been there. You hit one in the water, you're down. How do you regroup?
You've got to start from scratch again. Everybody's going to hit bad shots. That's just the nature of the game. But compounding mistakes, that's the problem that you want to avoid.
After hitting it in the drink, this is the 4th shot.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. The scorecard is quickly adding up.
This is a 23-foot putt. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Suddenly, we have a tie for the lead.
Yeah, bogey there. It's not the worst you could make on a hole like that.
14th hole, Frank. More than 200 yards, par 3. This is no picnic.
No, it plays a little longer than that, too. Slightly uphill. You've got to carry the ball onto the front of the screen. It will not run up.
Good chance at one. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Moves to -8. Frank, the 15th, kind of a fun golf hole.
if you can curve your ball. I mean, that's a huge dogleg to the right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's much easier if you're a right-hander if you cut it down here. If you don't cut it, then make sure you don't run out down that left side. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Back in 1971, Frank, Arnold Palmer won the event. That was 8 years before he actually became the host. Beat one of the sweet swingers in the game, Julius Boros, by a shot.
Yeah, Julius Boros is certainly a name to remember and a rhythm that everybody would like to copy. But, you know, in the mid-70s, Arnold was just prolific. And he grew to really love and savor his own event. Once he put his name on it, the event just simply grew in stature.
That was not a very good read right there. Could use this one. This is for par. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, we know at Bay Hill, the finishing stretch allows a player to make some things happen. You can make up some ground. Par 5, 16th. How realistic is birdie or even eagle?
Well, this is where it all starts, and you're right on the money here, Rich. Good tee shot, you can be looking at 3 or 4. Bad tee shot, 6 or 7, and the round goes horribly wrong because you've got 17 and 18 to come. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. So a tester from 4 feet. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Frank, deep into a round, par 3, 17th, water, bunkers, long shot. What are you thinking as you're stepping on this tee?
You just take 3 and move to 18.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's at sneaky distance.
Beautiful roll on that one, right in the bottom. Frank, how'd you like to be a rookie? You're going up against, at the time, the greatest player in the game, the great white shark, Greg Norman, and you hole a 7-iron to win a tournament?
Well, all you had to do was look at the expression on Norman's face as that ball landed and went in.
What did he hit there?
7-iron.
Well, Frank, this is one of the most famous shots in the whole sport of golf, the 2nd to 18 at Bay Hill.
And one of the most unpredictable, unless your name is Robert Gamers. Remember, he holed his 2nd shot here to win the tournament many years ago. For some reason, the yardage book's almost got to be thrown away here at 18, Rich, because that 2nd shot always plays longer or shorter than the actual number. So be a little lucky here as well as good at 18.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of it.
Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.